Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to the Smashy Business Show. I am Ward Ahmed.
And I am Abdul Majid.
And it is the 29th of January today. It's a Wednesday. Oh, we're almost to the end of the week.
Yeah, we're almost to the end of January, thankfully as well.
We are. And let me tell you, the news this month has been absolutely crazy. It's been absolutely insane. And, today we're going to give you all the giants. Khalaf Habtoor, Hussein Sajwani, and Mohamed Alabbar.
Yeah.
The real estate companies are making big changes, absolutely big changes, and we're just going to tell you about them. So today, for our first story, Khalaf Habtoor has actually gone on X and expressed that he has canceled all planned investments of the Al Habtoor group in Lebanon. And the reason why this is in particular so it's really unfortunate to hear, and it's an important topic because of the fact that he specifically said, nor me, nor my family, and nor my executives and my employees are going to visit Lebanon again. And they've completely pulled out. But more than that, we actually discovered more here. Reuters actually reported that Al Habtoor Group incurred losses of $1.4 billion in Lebanon. And Al Habtoor also expressed that it's due to the instability and that there isn't a sense of security really in Lebanon going on right now. What do you think about that, Majid?
Again, we have discussed a lot on these, that all these states in the Middle East, we see there's one picture of the Middle East where UAE, Saudi Arabia, even Egypt to an extent, their economy is bad, but at least their startup ecosystem, they're coming up with new startups, they're getting investments from a lot of the places. But then there's this other side which is in conflict, which is in constant transition between chaos and then trying to recover, and then there's something else that happens. So those countries, to be honest, I believe they are a good investment if you believe there is going to be a long-term peace which can ensue sooner or later. But Lebanon right now, I think for short term, what Al Habtoor's thinking is right now is short term, that they're not gaining anything from it. And again, you said Reuters report that they've lost a lot of money. So I think there's two sides of the story. One, people like Al Walid bin Talal, they are going in because they believe and hope that they are in recovery phase and soon they'll recover and become a better country.
How's he going in though, Majid? What is Prince Al Walid bin Talal doing?
Yeah, he's restarting the Four Seasons Hotel and it's going to be launched. So that is one side of the story, and the other side is people like Mr. Al Habtoor. Again, you have to understand, they're businessmen. They have money invested. They want returns on their money. They can't just incur losses and hope that someday it will change. So it's both sides have a business strategy behind it.
Yeah.
One is relying on the hope and the trust that it is now going to be a better country. The economy will recover somehow.
It will.
And the other side is okay, it's a very logical, very brain-driven decision that no, it's not working out, so let's pull out.
But by the way here, there is so much irony in this story. There's so much irony. So I just told you guys that Reuters reported that Al Habtoor Group incurred losses of $1.4 billion. If you were tuning in last week, what you would have seen is this entire meetings debate. So basically what happened is Alabbar went on in a forum to basically say that, I don't believe in meetings. Meetings are complete rubbish. Nothing gets done in meetings. And basically what happened is Khalaf Al Habtoor responded and said, didn't you just recently announce that you incurred losses of $1.4 billion exactly in America? Maybe that actually happened because of the fact that you aren't having meetings, Alabbar. And it even gets funnier because what are we seeing now, Majid? Reuters reported, he's pulling out of Lebanon, and Reuters reported that he lost $1.4 billion in Lebanon.
Yeah.
Do you see the irony here? So this just really tells you that maybe this happened because he was having way too many meetings. You know what I mean? He was having way too many meetings here. So for me, this is really interesting. But much more than that, just so you guys know, Al Habtoor Group, man, they're lovely. They're amazing.
Yeah.
The work that they do in this country, they have Al Habtoor City. They also own the prestigious Habtoor Grand Resort and Spa, the Waldorf Astoria Dubai Palm Jumeirah that's operating under Hilton worldwide, and their automotive arm.
Yeah.
For me, this one's the most interesting one. So Al Habtoor Motors actually distributes top brands like Bentley and Mitsubishi. And by the way, there was a point where they actually had both Bentley and Rolls-Royce, but I believe it was about in 2019 where they had actually sold Rolls-Royce to Abu Dhabi Motors, and that's when BMW got the distribution rights. But this entire story, it's really interesting because I got this from an anonymous source, Majid, where they had Bentley and they also had Rolls-Royce, but they actually had to come to this decision with their advisors of, we have to let one of them go because of the fact that they're competitors. They're competitors. You can't, you won't do your best job with them if your competitors are both in your hands. So it's to me, it's really interesting how they chose to let RR go and they kept Bentley. And are you a Bentley or Rolls-Royce person? Which one do you think is better?
I just believe that a car should take me from point A to B.
Okay.
Whichever one is it.
Okay, I get it.
But if you go for I would say Rolls-Royce. Yeah, it has
Really?
this specific luxury attached to it.
It
Rolls-Royce
does.
all the way.
It's like I think it's kind of like that term that everybody likes to say now, old money.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that's definitely the vibe that it gives off. For me, it's definitely Bentley.
Yeah.
A Bentley, it's just so clean. It's so and
Yeah.
I told my parents this, by the way. I was like, guys, one day you're gonna see me riding my Bentley. You best believe. But that's beside the point. For our second topic today, Majid, do you want to tell them? It's
Which one?
Damac. It's Damac.
Yeah, so basically, the Mac Group, they've been in the news a lot actually
Yes,
recently.
they have.
And the Mac Hussein Sajwani, he was at the New Year's Eve at Mar-a-Lago,
Yeah.
taking pictures with Trump, Musk, and whoever was there. Then this is like the chronological order of everything that happened. Then we saw him pose at Trump's inauguration pre-event, inauguration Eve
Yeah.
dinner, like one day before that. And then he was also called on at one of the rallies by Trump to speak about the $20 billion investment he's putting in through EdgeNext Data Centers, which is a subsidiary of the Mac Group, which invests in data structures and all the AI infrastructure,
Yeah.
basically data centers. So they're building the data centers in 6 different cities in the US. So that he promised. That got a lot of news, and then that landed him interviews with Bloomberg, CNN, whoever you name it. He landed interviewed with all the
Yeah.
big people, and there he highlighted how he's going to put 5 to 6 billion of his own money, and the remaining he'll obviously take from banks, which is very common in real estate assets. That happened, and then Worth predicted.
Oh my God, okay. And
Maybe it's a gateway to moving to.
We had this conversation, and a lot of people were asking, why $20 billion into
Yeah.
US data centers? I mean, billions, like that's a very big number. And
Yeah.
I remember I told Majid, I predicted this. I said, this man is trying to expand his
Yeah.
real estate sphere of influence into America. It's all a game
Yeah.
of soft power. He wants to easily purchase land there, easily get it
Yeah.
approved, and, what other way to do that than get Trump on your side,
Yeah.
And he has done that. So they've just actually unveiled their first ever US real estate project, and it's basically going to be mansions in the sky, and it is worth $15 million. He's done it, Majid. Sajwani has done it. He really has done it. And honestly, I'm really proud. No, really, I'm really proud. Like, he put the work in. He went to that New Year's party at Mar-a-Lago. He was at Trump's inauguration.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful to see that
Yeah.
what this relationship has bloomed into between Trump and between
And
Sajwani.
the good thing is, he got a very good deal. What I was looking at, it's like
Yeah.
he bought the land for $250 million, and it's the same land where one of the building collapsed. Basically, the building's name is Champlain Towers. So it was in the Miami suburb of Surfside, Florida, basically. So this building, it was a 12-story beachfront condominium that fell, and then after everything, the state was like, we'll auction the land if someone else wants to build something. And he won it in an auction, and 250 million, that's the price that paid. And regards to the price of, the building is 37 stories that they're trying to build. Completion date is 2029, so it's like still 4 years to go. Construction has started, but 2029, they'll deliver it. Per floor, per condominium, it's going to cost people 15 million. So just make it do basic multiplication. He's going to at least double his 250. And if you add more like construction cost to it, it will go up to around 500, 600 million, which will cost him this much. And then he'll make a lot of money on it, to be honest. If you just multiply 37 by 15, you'll get a very big number. A rough guess is 370, and half of 370 is around 150. Yeah, he'll make 150-ish $1 million on the whole project if you do the basic calculation.
I am
There's
so
other
proud
factors
of Sejwani.
involved.
No, really, I am. And you know why, Majid? Honestly, I feel like not anybody knows how to play the business game with Trump.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
It's very difficult to play
no,
game with him.
It is, because Trump will just take and take and take. And you know, we've seen it with Saudi Arabia, how he requested $1 trillion just for him to make his Saudi Arabia his first foreign visit. So seeing Sejwani do all of this, I mean, the amount of pride that I feel for this country, for this home that I'm in. And you know why? Because now Sejwani is going to be an even bigger name than it already is. Like, you know, like Majid, you know, growing up in the UAE, there, by the way, is a bunch of names that everyone just kind of picks up on. And not just in, I wouldn't say in the foreign community, but more of the local community. Like, for example, Al-Shamsis, Al-Maharis, Al-Tayirs, Al-Nahyans. So to me, when I see this, I think that definitely, especially in the local community, the name Sejwani, oh wow, that status, it's going to go way up. And if you know Arabs and if you know names, that this is just, I'm really happy for him. I really am. He knew how to play the game. And finally, for our last topic of the day, this is our last real estate giant that we're going to tell you guys about, Mohamed Alabbar, of course. So his Abu Dhabi-based developer, Eagle Hills, has just announced a $6 billion investment in various projects across Georgia. So basically, this project, it's going to lead to the construction of homes, retail spaces, parks, schools, and commercial areas. And, you know, it's going to create more jobs there. And when I see this, I see this really as a success because of the fact that basically it actually followed a memorandum of understanding between Georgian Prime Minister and the UAE President, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. So you know that Georgia in itself, like, they approve of this because of the fact that, you know, we saw what happened with Alabbar. He's actually in plans to create like a mini Dubai in Budapest, but Semaphore actually reported that, you know, the city of Budapest is actually pushing back, and that the officials are basically planning to complain and not allow this to happen because they want Budapest to have more affordable housing, more so than luxurious housing. You can find the entire story on Semaphore. And so to see that, you know, he's expanding into Georgia and it's actually, you know, it's approved, it's going to be a success. It's beautiful to see.
I guess with Budapest, the main problem he's facing is from the city council. They have the preemptive right to buy whatever they want first. So that's a problem that he will figure it out. He is an astute businessman. He will figure out a way. Apparently, they're saying that the land sold to Eagle Hills, which are trying to develop it with Kushner, the son-in-law of Trump. Basically, they're thinking that whatever price they paid for the land and the price for which they're trying to build the mini Dubai is not too great, and it will not. Also, they're going for luxury apartments and luxury real estate. The City Council of Budapest, Hungary, they're saying that we need more affordable housing. So a luxury project doesn't make sense for Budapest.
And that's valid.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah,
because what happens in these countries, Majid, is if you build more luxury areas, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
You're going to attract high net worth individuals,
Yeah.
and then what's going to happen? The prices of everything is actually going to increase. And I remember there was just this random time I was comparing prices here, like at random shops like H&M and Zara, with like Spain and like Czechoslovakia. And let me tell you, these retail shops there are much cheaper. But it's actually because of the fact that in these countries, the quality of life that people live in general is cheaper.
Yeah.
So in a sense, I do see what the Budapest officials are saying.
Yeah.
Because when you attract stuff like that, high net worth individuals come in, and it doesn't necessarily mean winning for the entire community there. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I actually have to go head to a shoot. Really sorry, but you guys will see us tomorrow. This is Smashy Business Show, a Smashy Business production under the Augustus Media Podcast Network. You can always find our newsletter on Smashy TV, and please follow us on all our channels. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye-bye.